All righty, here we are again. Shit, season two, House of the Dragon, full
Hmm.
review, full spoilers, guys. If you have not seen the entirety of House of the Dragon season two, click off of the video. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna give our thoughts. We're gonna talk about what we liked, what we didn't like. We're gonna give our
Hmm.
grades. Monty, let's get into it, man. We got a lot to discuss.
We do. So first, we'll just give our review of the season as a whole, and then we can have an open discussion and have fun and stuff like that. So, did you want to give your review of the season first?
I would love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, cool. House of the Dragon slash Game of Thrones. I equate it to like Knicks basketball. Stay with me if I'm losing some of you guys. When the Knicks are good, the NBA is just better. And as a Hawks fan, I'm not even a Knicks fan. I live in Atlanta. I'm a Hawks fan, but that's sadly the truth. When House of the Dragon slash Game of Thrones is on, TV is just better, in my opinion. And I think what this show kind of falls under that pantheon of shows like Succession or like even this year's Shogun, in which the reason why it's just so good is because a conversation between two characters can literally be just as enthralling as any kind of action set piece or any big battle or anything like that, which is really, really good stuff there. Um, I think what makes Game of Thrones slash House of the Dragon so accessible to like the average person, because if you go on Twitter or any kind of forum, everybody's watching this show. People that you wouldn't even expect would watch this kind of show. I think it's just that what makes it so much more accessible than other forms of fantasy content is because the human storyline is always going to be the centerpiece. It's a soap opera, and all the fantastical element, like the dragon and the magic and the witches, all that comes secondary, if not third, in the story. The human story is always going to be first. And I think other fantasy, like like The Witcher or Wheel of Time, Rings of Power, the other stuff kind of comes first. Which I don't think there's a wrong way in doing fantasy. I just think that kind of stuff kind of alienates people who aren't into that kind of genre already. But that's just my opinion. Is why it's so accessible and so appealing to everybody else. This season was really like just like a season. I kind of equated to like a battleship or like a chess. It's like this season was just mostly about strategy, figuring out which players to play, which pieces to use, when to hold restraint, when to do all that kind of stuff. And I found that kind of stuff intriguing, like the art of war, so to speak. And I think that in comparison to Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon kind of it succeeds in the fact that it's very micro compared to Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a sprawling, sweeping epic across all of Essos and even some of Westeros. And I think this is just really just two main locations. It's King's Landing, which is Team Green, and then you got Dragonstone, which is Team Black. I think there's pros and cons to both. I think with Game of Thrones, you can kind of get lost in the shuffle of it all because it's going so many different places all at once. But you do kind of have that wide scale of just, oh, this world is just so cool to explore. I do think with this kind of style of storytelling, it can be a little stale at times. Like, okay, it's just these guys, but you can get a lot of more intimacy in terms of getting to know all the players well and stuff like that. So I think there's pros and cons to both. Now, I do think this season does pale in comparison to season one. And I think it's because of three main reasons. Number one is that the whole internet agrees the Damien Harrenhal arc was just like, what the fuck? It became funny after a while. Like, okay, we're still doing this 8 episodes in. Like, cool. It just felt like filler a lot of times. Like they know what to do with him. Um, but yeah, and number two is the fact that the show was marketed heavily as like Team Green versus Team Black. And I just think that yes, that's definitely the dynamic in the show. But who the hell is Team Green? Like I think the show would have been so much more elevated in my opinion. Like maybe it's just following the books. And if so, my point is, boy, guys. By the way, me and Julian, we do not read the book. So if you guys are fans of the books and you kind of want that one-to-one comparison, all we have is insight on the show. So if the show did match like the fact that like maybe half the fandom was split between the middle, like okay, we're Team Green, we're Team Black, that would just bring so much more nuance to the show. Like people are actually rooting for both sides to both factions, but like it's so evidently clear like Team Black are the hero, like Rhaenyra is the hero. We're rooting for her. I've met a single person who's like, yeah, I'm Team Green, like, but that's just a minor complaint. And the third one is that in the finale, or there were so many times in the season when like there was like a big action thing that we could have saw. I love conversations. Don't get me wrong. I love conversations, but like they just kind of skipped over it or just went past it. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like an artistic decision. But it became abundantly clear in the finale, like these niggas just don't have the budget for this shit. Like when Aemon burned down, what was that town called? I forgot. In the finale that we just
Sleepstone or
saw,
something like that. Stepping
some
Stone.
shit like no, it was called something like that. Anyway, like that could have been such a cool sequence to see Vagar go ham, but like we just didn't get it. And it was like, okay, these niggas just don't have a budget. And speaking of the finale was weak to me in comparison to like, bro, season one finale when Vagar killed Jace and we got to see Rhaenyra's rage. Like I was like, okay, I need to see season 2 like right now. With this, yes, they are setting up a lot of things that were going to happen in the future, but like some of it does feel redundant. I can wait. I can wait the 2 years until season 3. I'm gonna be excited. Don't get me wrong, but like I can wait. Like it's nothing I just need to see like tomorrow, you know. And so I give this season the B plus, guys. Don't get it twisted. It's still the best thing on TV right now. It's a really good. There's a lot of A elements inside of this one season, but as a whole, if I'm being objective, I want to give it an A just because I love Game of Thrones and House of Dragon. But I'm gonna be truthful and give it a B plus. It's a really good season of television. So please give me your review.
Interesting. Yeah. We have a lot of things that we agree on, man. Look, this show is it's just epic. Like there's really nothing you can say about the scale of this show. They tried their damnedest to get as many people as they could, to forego green screens and shoot on location. And in most instances, you could tell, and I appreciated that. I really did. There were some beautiful shots here, and just like places you can tell that, like, okay, they're doing this practically. Like this, they're not on a fucking sound stage. This isn't green screen. Like they're doing it. But to your point about the budget, maybe they should have green screen some of that shit and showed us some of these things. Because like you said, just Paramount in the finale, we get this like, oh yeah, Eamon's mad. He blew up this video. It's like, wait a minute, like okay, I want to see that. Like what
Right,
the heck?
right.
Like why am I just hearing about this? But yeah, look. Anyway, this season was interesting for me. I had an interesting journey this season. I think I agree with your letter grade more so than anything, in that it is a B. The Darren Hall, the Damon, the Damon and Harren Hall thing was an interesting choice. One that I don't think that they got right, and I don't think the payoff for it was worth us spending the entire season with this character. Unfortunately, I think that Matt Smith, kind of like Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead and Daryl, they're just too good to not have in the show. And I think the writers just don't know what to do with them sometimes. Because like there are times in The Walking Dead where Daryl is like doing these crazy, and we're just like, what? Why is Daryl doing this random fucking storyline? Like, what are we doing? This is Daryl. Like, get him involved. Like, he needs to be with Rick. He needs to be with Michonne. Like, come on. And there were so many times in this season where I felt like they were doing the same thing with Damon. It's like he was so enthralling. He was the best thing out of season 1, and I just feel like they were like, look, we have a story to tell, and unfortunately, he just isn't part of it. But you guys love him so much, we're gonna give him something. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't love it, man. I just didn't. There were times, where there was so much fan fiction going around about Darren. I don't know why I keep calling this nigga Darren. Damon's, visits throughout Harrenhal, and is the witch real, and how is she getting him to see all these visions, and like it just didn't pay off for me, bro. It just didn't. I appreciated seeing Dany, like I appreciated seeing Queen Rhaenyra on the throne, but like it wasn't worth having Matt Smith on the sidelines for an entire season. Just wasn't, my opinion. I will say that some of the other characters did get to shine because he was on the sideline. Like we got a lot of Jace this season, where obviously in season 1 he was just a child, but in this season we got a lot of Jace trying to step up, trying to be a leader, having all these crazy emotions because, like, nigga, what you mean? Like, I'm a Valerian, I'm a Targaryen. We got to see a lot of the black, like all the Sea Snake and his children, which was cool. But was it worth Matt Smith? No, it wasn't. So Game of Thrones, what the fuck? Get it together. But yeah, look, ultimately, this season was still good. This season shines in ridiculously redundant conversations. Like it can just be like a fucking small council meeting in King's Landing. I'm locked in. I'm like, yeah, like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Master of Corn? Like, what are you doing, Master of Whispers? Like, I'm locked the fuck in. Yeah, no, seriously, like, I'm locked the fuck in. Like, okay, let's do it. But then there were times where like it's Harrenhal or it's Rhaenyra and Alicent meeting again. I'm just like, look, we can skip this, okay? But anyway, this season is still very good. I still think it's worth the watch. Clearly, they're building for All Out War in season 3. which is what we're gonna get. So cool. This was a
It's funny
bridge
because I,
season.
I remember
Yeah.
people saying season 2 was going to be the all out war, and then now they're saying watch season 4 be the all out war. But yeah,
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I agree with you to Let It Great, man. I think that this is a B. Still
I
A
said B plus.
quality at times, but I
Mhm.
give it a B.
So just a B because I said B plus. You gave it just a B.
Just a B.
Okay, cool. Now we can have our open we can have our open discussion. I think the season started really strong with the blood and cheese. Was that blood and cheese episode 1 or 2?
Episode
I think it
one.
was 1. That was a really strong start. A lot of consequences came from that, and you kind of got the ball rolling for sure. And like I said, guys, we don't read the book, so when I saw that he was cutting, like when you can hear the knife cutting through the kids, I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. What the hell is Allison and Team Green going to do? Just a great season, and of course, the MVP of the season, that dog, the rat catcher's dog. We are
That boy was loyal, boy.
first introduced to him in that episode, man, and just a really good way to pop it off. Any thoughts on the blood and cheese episode?
Yeah, man. I thought I thought that they, for some reason, I thought that they weren't really going to go there. Like they weren't really going
Me
to
too.
actually do it
Yeah.
because, and this is something that I've spoken about in Last Voyage of Demeter, but like they never really go there with kids. They don't. They never really do it. So like yeah, like I appreciate it. Last Voyage of Demeter, bitch.
Every pod, y'all. He brings that fucking movie up.
Ratcatcher 2 incoming. But yeah, no, man, it was great to see. It was also great to see the Starks on the wall and like hear that music. I was like, ooh, yeah. Fortunately, we never saw them again, or at least Cregan Stark, but it's all good. Yeah.
Cregan had so much aura, didn't he? I was
Yes.
like, he was barely on the screen. I was like, yes, nigga, I want a spinoff for you.
Like season 3 could just be about Cregan fucking Stark, bitch. Like, yeah, I definitely wanted more for sure.
Yeah, that was good. And also, I remember because I watched this show with my parents every weekend, y'all, just for context, and like we always have conversations about the show when it's over. And in the blood and cheese episode, when Helena's watching and basically they're making her choose between which son to kill or whatever. I'm like mom, like as a mom, like what would you do in that situation? And she was like, I don't even know. Like that was just really tough because like if you fight back, it's like they're gonna kill everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
if you choose, then that's kind of like a definitive way for them to just, okay, this is who you chose, so hopefully you're gonna stick to your word and we're gonna choose who kill who you chose. But like, what do you
So
do in that? What do you do? Like that's just crazy.
I have 2 points to bring up from what you just said. One, did you rewatch or do like a 5-minute recap or whatever before moving to this season, or were you kind of going in just off what you thought you knew?
I mean, I saw the HBO Max recap that they play before each episode. Like that, you mean?
No, like from season 1 to season 2 is what I mean.
No, I guess I didn't know.
Okay, I bring that up because I totally forgot that like Aegon and Helena were together
Oh yeah,
and
brother
they
and
had
sister.
kids. Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I like forgot a lot of like the kids in the lineage. Like a lot of times, like who the fuck is this? But like I guess it came to after a while. Like I forgot that Rhaenyra and Daemon had children, little Targaryen babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these little niggas just wandering around. But the other thing, I forgot. I'm sure it'll come
Rhaenyra's
back to me.
plan. I'm kind of skipping around now. Like Rhaenyra's plan to enter the city, King's Landing. I thought to this day is like one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. Like that's in the book, so hopefully it's done better. Like I'm like, I get what she's trying to do, and she's trying to see if the Song of Ice and Fire, like what was Allison's interpretation of it or whatever. But like, is it worth like losing the entire war just to kind of sneak in and talk to her?
I mean, I think her decision was based on that. Yeah, like I think she was like, look, I don't want to have to kill thousands of people, and if I do die in this attempt to make peace, then so be it. Like Aegon can have it, whatever. But I think I mean, the execution on screen was a little ridiculous, but I think the decision, especially from Rhaenyra, was worth it. And I like how they kind of flipped it on Allison in the finale when they were just like, especially at this point because they both have been through so much from the that first meeting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. It has to be a crazy decision to just be like, yeah, I've got 7 dragons and I'm gonna burn everything down. Fuck it, do
Right.
it by any means necessary. So I appreciate her at least trying to talk peacefully, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I understand the intention. Like you said, I guess the execution just looks silly. Like somebody said, like it was like an Assassin's Creed mission. I was like,
It
yeah,
was.
basically.
Yeah.
So I guess we can kind of go through the players on Team Green and Team Black and just kind of give your thoughts on them currently as they sit
That's what it
in
was. Helena. Is she like?
Helena.
Is she whatever? Is she like a 3-hour Raven? Like, in this bitch? Like, why does she have
Yeah,
powers? Like,
I was going to
what's
get to
going
that.
on?
Yeah, she definitely has some abilities for sure. Like she saw somehow that Aemon was the one that killed Aegon.
Burned him.
Um,
He didn't kill him, but yeah.
and did the finale allude to the fact that she was the witch, kind of like as like a conduit of like I couldn't get like because Damon was having that vision. He sees Helena in the vision, and it goes to her in real time.
Mm-hmm.
But her speaking like what the witch was saying, I'm like, is it trying to say like she's like the conduit, the witch is I don't know, but she has some kind of crazy abilities. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it came from. I mean, even dating back to episode 1, where she was talking about, like, before the events happened, she was
Mm-hmm.
talking about, the two people are gonna come here tonight and take one or some shit like that. Like
Oh,
she
really?
said
Oh,
like a
really? She said
fucking
that?
yeah, like she said like a fucking prophecy. I was just
Oh,
like, wait a
wow.
minute, like what the fuck?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah, no, I was saying yeah, because the show tried to paint her as being like kind of off and ditzy, but maybe she's just having so much input that she's just it's hard for her to.
okay. So
What?
she's a fucking oracle, like in Percy Jackson. Yeah, fucking okay, got it.
But I mean,
Whatever.
but that is true to Targaryen lineage. Like there are Targaryens that have gifts. Like if I don't know if you know the story when Aegon came over, I think his sister name was Denise the Dreamer or something like that. I'm butchering that name, but she's the one that told Aegon like, hey, we need to leave Valyria right now because the volcanoes are going to erupt. It's going to destroy the entire city. The dragons are going to turn on us, and we need to go to
Damn.
Westeros. Basically, I mean, we need to go to Essos basically and claim Essos because that can be our thing. And for those who don't know,
Westeros.
yeah, I'm sorry, Westeros. Yeah, the Targaryens were not even like the top. Like there was like 40 families of dragon tamers in Essos, and the Targaryens weren't even like the top of like the line. Like they were like in like the middle of the pack, but they had the kind of the forthright know it all to kind of go over to Westeros and kind of conquer that because there was no dragons over there to kind of combat them, and so she was
Mhm.
the one that told them to go over there. And then even Daenerys being the unburnt, like, is that a gift?
Right.
Because I thought that all Targaryens were unburnt, but they kind of made it
Mhm.
clear in this season that no, you can be burned by fire if you're a Targaryen.
Mhm.
So maybe book readers
Yeah.
can clear that up for us in the comments. But
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like from everything that I've seen or read, Danny is just special, and I'm pretty sure the vision that we see at the end through Damon's eyes kind of confirms that. Like,
yeah,
she's the prince that was promised, or whatever they call it. So, even though she didn't end up doing shit. Anyway, what about
mm,
what about Aemon? Aemon had a big role this season. He hit a pretty big jump. What do
yeah,
you think of Aemon this season?
yeah. Aemon, man, it's becoming kind of abundantly clear that he's evil. Is evil the right word? He's the big
I don't
bad.
know. He's
He's
the
the
big
big
bad
bad,
for sure.
and he has a big bad bitch, the beggar. um,
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I
big
still
bad
think
sneaky bitch boy.
big bad sneaky bitch Vhagar. I can never call a Targaryen brave because if you have a dragon, like that's like having a nuke in like medieval time. Like you really brave, bitch? Like I love that. Like there's guys X-Men reference. There's a line in one of the X-Men movies when Cyclops tells Wolverine, like, "Are you really brave? Like you can heal. Like what kind of bravery does that take to go into battle knowing that you're gonna be okay?" And I kind of think that's like kind of applies to like the Targaryens. Like yeah, they talk all that big and bad shit. Like you have a fucking dragon. And I thought Kristen Cole made a really good point in the finale when he was like he was kind of down. Like he's like, yeah, I'm just a soldier. Like it kind of clicked for him. Like, yo, like we're if these dragons
Marching to
come
our
and fuck us up,
annihilation.
like it's nothing we can do. I don't care how skilled you are, how trained you are. These dragons are like fucking nuclear bombs. Like there's nothing we can do. And I thought that was a really good point because I've been wondering that the whole. I'm like, bro, are these soldiers gonna realize that y'all niggas are fodder? Like there's nothing. There's nothing y'all really can add to the battle of dragons or the song of dragons or whatever. But anyway, yeah, your question, Amen. I think he's a really good character. The actor that portrays him does amazing. He's more than just kind of a mustache twirling guy. He has he has what's the word I'm trying to think of? He has
Presence.
no, not presence. He has conviction in what he's doing. It's not like he's just evil for the
Mm.
sake of being evil, but
Ah.
they're definitely power hungry for sure. He has the blood of the dragon for sure, as they would say.
To me, I think Allison, when him and Allison were having that conversation, and she asked him like, "Bro, like, have the wrongdoings of your childhood, like, are you okay, nigga? Like, goddamn, like
He has
that,
trauma for sure. Yeah.
yeah, like that was 20 years ago, bro. Like, please, like, stop this madness. Like, you're actually insane. And I don't know. Eamon was interesting. I didn't picture him being the big bad for some reason. So when we had the episode, the Rhaenys episode, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. Um, I was kind of like, oh shit, like, and like obviously that wasn't the plan. Like, I mean, Aegon's dumbass just kind of ran out there. He was just like, this is an interesting opportunity, and boy did he take it. It's just
Hmm.
like, goddamn,
Hmm.
like, okay, and all of a sudden he's the Prince Regent, and to be honest, it fits him. I mean, he was doing shit, giving out orders, and getting shit done. So I kind of feel like he kind of would have been a decent ruler, but not kind enough nearly to be a true king, as they would say in these shows. So I get why he has to die.
Speaking of Prince Regent Laris, the kind of the guy, this season's Littlefinger, I guess, or this series Littlefinger, or maybe like, what do you think his goal or his intention is? Because I don't think he obviously like he's been taking care of Aemon or Aegon a lot. It's obviously going to be self-serving at some point.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think his end goal is in trying to treat Aegon so well and just trying to make sure he's healthy and like obviously he sees some of himself in Aegon because he's crippled like him now, but like there's got to be more to it than that.
I think the only thing is he's assuming that these dragons and the people riding them are just going to kill each other, and then from the ashes, Aegon himself can just rise and be like, "Hey guys, I'm here. I'm the one true king." I have to think that I mean, because he knows that he's risen to the height that he could be. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't be a king unless he kills them, like Baratheon did or whatever. But like he's already at the fucking small council table. So I think his only thing is putting himself in a position to be the hand of the king, which he hinted at.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that could be it, but I'm not sure.
Which Aemon shot down because I thought it was a great scene when he thought he was going to try to play Aemon like how he's playing Aegon clearly. And Aemon's smart, whether he's evil or not. He's a smart guy. He's like, I see through you. He's like, nigga, like you're not my hand, so you can go try to shit with somebody else. And he immediately went to Aemon or Aegon to try to get his affections. You know.
hmm Speaking of the hand, what happened to Otto Hightower? Some a character
Yeah.
that I thought was sorely missed.
Great. Yeah.
Excuse me. In the back half of the season, turns out he's in a cell. Don't know how he got there. Don't know what happened to him, but
Somebody wipe his ass up.
yeah, somebody got his ass. So, damn,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's so
Otto's
funny.
yeah, he's another actor that brings so much presence to the show, and
It
he's just
does,
a
man.
really a great piece or he's a great player in the Game of Thrones for sure. You're right, he was sorely missed in the back half.
I feel like he never really made it to Highgarden or Old Town or wherever the fuck they're from.
Clearly not. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like he's been there the entire time. So hopefully we'll get some answers and it's not like a big letdown. But I don't know who could gain what from capturing him. So
do
whatever.
you think Otto's a good hand?
A good hand? I think so. Ultimately, I mean, every hand is self-serving to an extent. I mean, he got his daughter literally as a queen,
He
but
fucking pimped her. He pimped her
yeah,
to get
he
queen.
pimped
Yeah.
her. Yeah, but I mean, there was peace when he was the hand, and I think ultimately the decisions that he was making were for the good of the realm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard not to say that he wasn't, even though he manipulated uh,
Yeah,
Viserys,
I asked you that because I agree. I think he's a great hand actually, just from like a logical standpoint. And
which
that was
is
another
why
good.
Aemon asked for him. Aemon asked
Yeah.
for him, and he was just like, "Where the fuck this nigga at?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was another great scene when Aegon was like, "Nigga," when he was talking to Aegon crazy, he's like, "Nigga, I don't need you, Kristen Cole, you the head now." Yeah.
Yeah, nigga say you'll miss me in a week, bitch. But
Anyway, the players of Team Green, we're kind of going down the list. Aegon, what are your thoughts on Aegon?
Aegon was interesting. I don't think uh he's one of those tortured characters where he feels as though because he's in this position of power, he should be given so much to do. But in reality, as the king, which Rhaenyra kind of goes through in her own sense, like your role and responsibility is to be alive and to like live, nigga. Like it's not really to be like a dragon rider anymore, or like to be a commander on the battlefield, or to deal with problem. Like we need you to survive for legacy.
Mhm.
And once he realized that that's kind of all he was, that's kind of when the downfall began. But I don't know. I think that we will be seeing more of him. I don't think that this is the end. Like on some Lenore shit, which he's going to Essos. Lenore's in Essos. Reunion. I don't know why that would happen, but
Right.
closure, maybe closure, because apparently if C Smoke allowed another rider, then that means Lenore's dead, but we didn't see it. So that better. That I just personally I didn't want that to happen off screen, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was surprised we didn't get any
Yeah,
more Lenore. I thought he was like had like some kind of big comeback this season, but maybe they're holding it off, or maybe he is
maybe,
dead.
or maybe he just did. Yeah, maybe that nigga
Yeah,
did. Well,
that
go
seems
ahead.
kind
Give
of
me your thoughts
crazy.
about Aegon.
Yeah, I think that first of all, the actor that plays him is great. This show does such a great job of just finding these brilliant actors, man.
I agree.
Like seriously, like these brilliant actors. And I thought, yeah, he brings a lot of complexities to that character. Like he's just a spoiled brat, right? But like him and the actor that plays Aemon just brings so much, to that role. Speaking of kings of the past, it was really good to see his father, Paddy Constantine, come back, and even in Damon's little dreams or whatever. Another
Mm-hmm.
actor I thought might be the best in this series so far, even though he got limited in season one. But what he brought to that role was just him and Damon, Matt Smith are great
Yeah.
in those roles. How about Allison? Give me your thoughts on her, kind of the role, kind of flipping her, feeling the rage or the wrath of misogyny when she kind of pushed it on
Yeah.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I kind of enjoyed her downfall. Unfortunately, like I was kind of like, you dumb bitch. Like this is kind of what you get. And I love all the memes of her face after realizing that, damn, like these niggas is really finna kick me out of here. Like I really
That
don't
was a
have any
great
power
scene.
anymore.
That
It
was a great
was.
scene. Great acting by her, by the way. Olivia Colman or Cook. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
great
that's right.
acting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good scene, man. And you know, I feel like for some reason Allison is actually going to end up living a decently long life compared to everybody else in the show. Um, I mean, obviously people that read the book know if I'm right or wrong. Please don't spoil it for us, by the way, in the comments,
Yeah.
you weirdos. Um, but yeah, I mean, for some reason, she just gives off the vibe that she's a survivor, and that well, maybe once her children are dead, she won't want to survive anymore. Anyway, who knows? But yeah, Allison, this season, I thought she was good. That scene with her and Helena running throughout King's Landing away from those people was great. uh
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy how stuff can just get out of hand. Like they were fine, like they were just running, somebody grabbed her knight overreacted and chopped somebody's head off. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like
Right,
it just
right.
caused like a mass panic. But yeah, Allison, I thought her journey this season was good, man. Going from the top of the top to the bottom to groveling to Rhaenyra basically in the finale. So I appreciated it, honestly.
Yeah, her decision to basically say, "Yeah, I'll give you Aegon's head" was quite the decision for her mother. Considering the bigger scale at large, was that surprising to you? When she's like, "Yeah," she didn't really say it, but she's like basically like, "Yeah, if you want his head, you
So
can have it."
I thought that both of them in that scene were fantastic, especially Emma D'Arcy, because you know Allison is spewing her heart out. She's like, "Look, like, we don't got to do this. Like, dude, like, let's just be a happy family." And Rhaenyra was like, "No, bitch.
Yeah, like
Like,
yeah, like what
no,
the fuck? Like no,
no, like,
yeah,
no, no,
like
no, no, no. There will be
yeah,
bloodshed." Like she stood on business, as the kids say. So I was just
mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm.
"Okay, well, let's get it." And then once she realized that Rhaenyra was like serious, like, yeah, bitch, like it's past the point of talking, as I tried to do, in episode 3 or 4, whatever it was. Um, I mean, Allison at this point, she just doesn't want bloodshed anymore. Like she doesn't want her daughter to have to go to war. She doesn't want the people in King's Landing or Aegon or Aemon even. She doesn't want them to just die in a battle for this thing, this throne. So
I
I
think
think she was kind of
honestly,
over it.
I think more so the reason why she was kind of swayed to go over to Team Black, not to go to Team Black, but kind of go to over to Dragonstone was because she just saw how Aegon or Aemon, I keep getting them mixed up, treated her. And, he was like,
Mm,
I feel like that outweighed her compassion for people and just wanting everybody to live. She was like, she thought she was in a place of power. And like you said, she realized she got knocked down from the highest to the high to the bottom of the bottom. And she's like, okay, well, if I don't have any, which is very weak of her, but if I don't have any power anymore, then let's just end this war because like my son is clearly crazy and, he's going to end up getting everybody killed, or going back. Like, I think she has good intentions, but I do think that I think that kind of that shift in her lifestyle like hit her hard. Like which is why episode 7 she just laying in the water, like trying to recontemplate life and shit like that, But I can't help but feel sorry for Allison. I know I shouldn't because, like you said, she deserves everything that she has coming for her or has happened to her so far. But I feel sorry for her. I really want her to. I want her and Team Black to make it out, in good standing. But I don't know if that will happen or not.
It won't.
Yeah.
They can't.
last player in Team Green I wanted you to kind of talk about is Christian Cole. The internet hates him for some reason. He was getting hate comments. The actor that actually plays him,
Yeah,
shut his social media off. But yeah, give me your thoughts on him.
Christian Cole is very necessary in my opinion. Because we just talked about how, you're royalty, you're a king. You can't just be on the ground fighting battles. Like, that's not what you do. You're not a soldier. Well, we got a soldier right here, Christian Cole. Like, yeah, we got one.
He that boy apparently too.
Yeah, like legend has it. He ain't never lost. So you know what I'm saying. So I mean, I think he's necessary. People probably dislike the character. I guess from everything that happened in season 1 between him and Rhaenyra, and it's like you said, like clearly we're meant to be rooting for Team Black, and clearly Team Green is evil. So just from that alone, people are like, okay, well, fuck this guy. But
even the episode when he sent one of the twins to go basically on a suicide like that was some bitch ass shit from Christian Cole. Even though like I think that kind of stuff like fuels the fan base's hatred for him. He just constantly does like bitch ass shit like that.
I almost forgot about that. That was a great scene too. Very heartbreaking.
Yeah,
heartbreaking. Yeah. What do you think about Cole?
Yeah, he's somebody else who I understand the internet's hatred for him, but I don't hate him as much as everybody else. That might be a hot take. The show does a really good job at people who, whether you agree with or disagree with, you kind of see all their motivations and why they are the way that they are. And Christian Cole is somebody who I found myself towards the end of the season, dare I say, liking, which is very weird to say, but I don't know. I understand, like, he comes from nothing, he literally comes from nothing, and he's playing the Game of Thrones in a different way, maybe not for the Iron Throne, but to get as much power as he can, and just to be not as much power as he can, but just to have as much what's the word, stability as he can, and his strength is fighting, and he's gonna go about things a different way, and so I kind of understand his motivations as well. We can go.
I need that pussy. That's what he said. That nigga said, I need that womanhood.
He did not want to admit at the council that he thought that Aemon was a better person to be ruler over Allison. Allison was looking like well, who should it be, babe? And he said, Aemon. Because I ain't get no pussy tonight. Okay. Well, Allison's brother. Before I go over to Team Black, did he have any kind of
Prince Daron? No, wait. Alice's brother. No. Oh, the Knight. Yeah. Yeah. No, not really.
Okay. Yeah. Same.
He was just there. But I do want to talk about Prince Daron. I mean, we never saw him. I forgot that he was alive too.
Has a dragon apparently?
Yeah, he has a pretty blue dragon that we saw at the end. So great, I guess. But like,
wait,
are they?
We saw his dragon
at the end. Yeah, when everybody was marching towards their station, we saw this big ass blue dragon flying towards.
I must have missed that. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, for some reason they spent the entire season hyping this little nigga up. Well, maybe not hyping him up, but mentioning him, one too many times for my taste. I was like, okay, like who the fuck is this nigga? Like, he better be the new Daemon Targaryen when he's on the screen. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm interested to see who he is. I literally thought that it was just Aegon, Aemon, and Helena. I did not remember Daron at all. Whatever, nigga, her. Okay. So yeah, but
okay, going over to Team Black, we kind of discussed Rhaenyra and Daemon at length, but you can add more if you want to. But give me your thoughts on Rhaenys, the queen that should have been. What's her title? The queen
who never was.
Never was, which is a great title, by the way. But yeah. Rhaenys.
Best episode of the season, man. She had the best episode, in my opinion, anyway. Rhaenys is interesting. It feels like a lot of people were trying to big her up for being cool with the fact that Corlys cheated on her and had bastards. I didn't interpret that conversation that way. I interpreted, for some reason, it sounded like she was hating to me. Like it sounded like she was hating, like, there go your sons over there.
Yeah, right.
Like that's not, like she was like, there they go. Yeah. they could be living with us in the castle, but okay. I was just like, wait a minute. But
Yeah.
everybody was like, Catelyn Stark would never. I guess because Catelyn was like, bitch, I don't like you. Like, she was just blunt
To
with
the
it.
wall, bitch.
Yeah. To the fucking wall, bitch. Damn, that's actually crazy. But anyway, I still think, man, the best episode of the season, the large scale battle, Rhaenys going out in a blaze of fire. She knew it was over, fighting Vagar's big sneaky ass. I don't know how Vagar continues to sneak up on people. Vagar's literally the biggest dragon out there. Like, you
By
can't
far.
miss him. Yeah, like, you can't miss him, but apparently you fucking can. Her, yeah, but apparently you fucking can, because holy shit, Vagar is 2-0 in fucking House of the Dragon, and I mean, she was trying to be 3-0 at the end, but Amy was like, hold on, bitch, hold on, there's 3 of them over there. Vagar was like, I don't lose. Yeah. Rhaenys is awesome, man. I can't really say I missed her when she was gone, to be completely honest with you, but I will say that her episode was impactful, and I appreciated Rhaenys as a character.
Yeah, I love Rhaenys as well. I love her composure. I think she literally would have been probably the best option for the seat on the Iron Throne. Like, she just her composure and her demeanor. But of course, during that time, they wouldn't have taken the woman seriously or whatever. But I think she just has the composure of somebody that could rule. It was sad to see her go. Meleys, or R.I.P. Meleys, she was fighting for her life. Yeah. Next to Team Black, we can go with the her children. We can go with Baela and Rhaena. Baela's the one that has the dragon. Rhaena's the one that's trying to catch a dragon, like a fucking Mewtwo at the end. But what are your thoughts on her two children?
Interesting character arcs. It felt like Baela was used a lot during the beginning, and then Rhaena was used a lot during the end. And then I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about either. I mean, both of them were kind of set up to be big pieces of this army. Well, except Rhaena until the end, obviously. But Rhaena wants she wants to be important so bad. like she feels like, look, I'm Valerian, I'm Targaryen. I got the white hair. I deserve a fucking dragon, bitch.
Isn't it funny how none of the dragons want her ass?
Yeah.
It was like, Vermithor he said no, sorry.
Yeah. Seasmo said no too. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
How about Silverwing? Yeah, he said no too.
Then all of a sudden there's a wild dragon in the Vale. She was like, finally, here's my chance. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what they actually do moving forward, but this season was definitely a journey for both of them. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Baela a lot, man. I think she has another good screen presence. I love the scene with her and her father. That's not her father. No, her the sea snake is her. It's her father.
No, that's her. It's not her father. It's her uncle. That's Daemon and
that's Daemon and Laena's daughter,
his wife's daughter. I mean, his wife.
That's her grandfather.
Grandfather. Yeah, there we go.
I love the scene when she was like, I am not of sea and salt. I am of blood and fire. I was like, oh, that shit is cold. But yeah, she has the heart of the dragon. And guys, when we say heart of the dragon, they always reference that in the show. Like, a true Targaryen has like this fire inside of them. They're just dragon riders. Like, they're just different than most people. I think she definitely has that. Rhaena is somebody interesting, like somebody who I didn't really care for at all. Not because like in a bad way, just in total indifference.
They just didn't give her anything to do. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. But they made it more interesting with her potentially having a dragon going into next season. Give me your thoughts on the sea snake and his two sons, Alan and Adam.
And I guess I'll try to include like all the small folks storyline here. But look, man, I think the scene at the end in the finale particularly was needed because Corlys tries to walk around high and mighty. I'm Lord of the Tides, and he's got these two kids that he fathered and didn't take care of, and Alan was just like, look, bitch, like we was out here starving, nigga. We ain't had nothing. I ain't need you in, I ain't need you now. But the nigga was giving him to Will Smith, boy. Nigga.
Right, he was.
I learned how to hoop without you, nigga. I hell with a king. Went to skate with you, that nigga.
Isn't it crazy how like even during these times, like black niggas, like fathers, we still ain't shit.
It is an unfortunate parallel that I absolutely noticed. I was just like,
I was like,
God
oh
damn.
my god, like,
we really got to have this conversation in medieval times.
even in Westeros, bitch, we ain't shit.
God damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, this entire small folk storyline, in my opinion, was kind of a misstep in that I thought they spread it just a little too far. I think that this could have happened over the course of like 3 or 4 episodes instead of 7. And it like at one point we would get 2 minutes with Adam and Alan, or we would get 2 minutes with Ulf, or 2 minutes with the other nigga and his daughter and his wife that was struggling. And look, clearly it was going somewhere, but it was just like, maybe this could have been like a half of an episode, or over the course of 3. But obviously they had 8 episodes to fill, so whatever. The prospect of, and I guess this is something that's confirmed, the prospect of only Targaryens being able to ride dragons being confirmed is interesting because,
well, not only Targaryens, but only people of Valyria, which is where the dragon riders come from, as I mentioned earlier. Remember that there were 40 families. The Targaryens were just simply one of the families, which is why Adam, I assume, can ride, because he's not Targaryen, but he is Valyria. He is?
No, he is Targaryen. Yeah, it was confirmed. His mother is Targaryen, which is why I said to Avi, like, oh, Corlys has a type. Corlys like them white women with white hair.
Who is his mother?
They didn't mention her by name, but they said that she had white hair.
I missed that completely then.
Yeah. So,
but I did see Alan shaving his white hair off of his head, though.
Exactly. Yeah. They're Targaryen.
But I thought he just had that because his father had it, who's Valyrian. Like, the sea snake is Valyrian. He's of Valyria. He's not a dragon rider family, but he's of Valyria, where all the dragon riders come from.
Right. But there's a reason. There's a reason that he cannot ride a dragon, and there's a reason that Laenor could and Rhaenys could. It's because they're Targaryen. Yeah. So. Yeah, this show like literally confirmed the fact that you have to be Targaryen to be able to ride dragons. So,
but he ain't mixed though. So you saying that Corlys fucked a black Targaryen, a fully black Targaryen? That nigga black as hell. Like you saying Corlys fucked a fully black Targaryen?
Hey man,
do those even exist? Like that's why I don't think he's Targaryen. I think he's of Valyria.
No. His mother is Targaryen. They said it in the show. But I mean, look, him and Rhaenys had dark children. They're not as dark as him, but they had dark children. So
which that's, first of all, I'm so glad you brought that. That's still a fucking stretch. Like, first of all, Rhaena and Baelish guys are supposed to be a quarter black because their mother Laena was the daughter of the sea snake and Rhaenys, which so she's supposed to be half black.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, she can have it. Sure, she's still kind of dark for her halfie. Now her children are supposed to be a quarter black because those are Daemon's kids. Yeah, and I think the show is doing that because I think they just want to make it very clear that these are of that lineage. But and I know genetics are crazy. Like, you can have people who are black and still look like they're black or whatever. But that's just I wanted to bring that up. But yeah, anyway, small folk.
Yes, small folk storyline stretched a little too far for me, but. Once the prospect of, okay, if you are Targaryen or if you are of Targaryen descent, you have a possibility to be a dragon rider came up, I was like, okay, I get it. I will accept this payoff for this long ass fucking wait. And the scene, inside where not the first one, because like we all knew that this no name who all of a sudden is on the screen was gonna die. We all knew that. But
the Quasimodo looking nigga, the nigga with the half face looking,
no, the
first guy, the first night,
but when they got everybody there from King's Landing, I was just like, okay, this isn't gonna end well. And then fucking Vermithor was just like, who the fuck?
How dare you, bitch?
He's like, who y'all in my house? What y'all doing in my house? That shit was crazy.
bro, like, didn't you think that like Rhaenyra should have like brought him in one by one, like let Vermithor choose,
Yeah.
like you gonna murder all these niggas at once? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Look, it was a great shot when after she got done calling Vermithor down, she turned around and it was that super cool shot of just Vermithor right behind her. This bitch
Yeah.
gonna have the nerve to say, "Okay, who's first?" Like, bitch, what? Like, what? Like, what? No.
No, that whole scene was great. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, just when she's really the queen of dragons. Like, I mean, of course, it's
Yeah.
Daenerys later on, but like, just to have like Vermithor is not her dragon, but for her to just have that, you can still see she was kind of hesitant. Like, okay, he's not my dragon, but I'm a Targaryen. I'm gonna show my bravery to the rest of these people. And just that look she gave him when she was like, "Yeah, nigga, like, yeah, I see you, you see me." Like, that was just a great scene altogether. So yeah, that was really good scene.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, look, another hilarious thing was Sea Smoke literally deciding for like she was like, okay, Laenor ain't coming back. I need somebody to look just like him. And look, I know where he used to be, so I'm gonna go around his hood. And
Where
I'm
the
finna find me
niggas
one.
at? Hey, where the niggas at?
Hey, I couldn't believe that Sea Smoke is racist. Like she was like, she was like, who is this white man? Like, get him out of here. And then yeah, it was hilarious, bro. Like I absolutely loved the scene, but it was just
Great
hilarious.
scene, yeah, great scene,
Sea
great
Smoke was
scene.
like, get this fucking wigger out of here. Like, let me. I need to find Leno 2.0.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry, I rambled on a little bit. Give me your thoughts on all that small fault.
No. I love to see Snake. First of all, I think he has so much presence. I think he is underutilized in the show. I mean, maybe that's just
I
how
agree.
important he is in the books. But like that actor, whoever, like just like how Damon has a lot to do because people love him. Give me more Sea Snake. Pause. Like he is just like chill out. He just that actor brings so much to the screen every time he's on the screen. Um,
Yeah.
Adam and Alan, his sons. I
Mm-hmm.
like Adam a lot too. I'm like, is it because he's black? I like him. She's like, but no, I think he's just a cool character. I like his demeanor. Like first of all, he does bend the knee a little too quickly to Rhaenyra. I'm like, nigga, like show a little bit of okay, I'll do it, but what you gonna give me? That nigga said, anything you want, Rhaenyra, anything you want, please,
Which
anything you
nigga?
want.
First of all, that nigga been poor and alone his entire life. Like, now he has a dragon. Yeah, I would be like, please let me stay here.
Also, it was a cool kind of switch of dynamic. How, like, I remember how I mentioned earlier, Baela told the sea snake, I'm not of sea and salt. I'm of this. And then his son, Alan, was like, no. He was like, well, your brother can ride dragon. I can ride dragon too. He said, no, nigga, I'm of sea and salt. So that was a really cool kind of flip on that. I like both of those sons, honestly, to be honest. The other small folk, which we can mention, which is like Hugh the Hammer and Ulf. I like Hugh. I like Hugh a lot too. He's got presence as well. I love the way that he tamed Vermithor. That was just an excellent scene. And then Ulf, I thought I liked him, but this nigga got cocky out of nowhere in the finale. I'm like, bro, like relax. Like this is an opportunity of a lifetime. But maybe he just recognized that like I'm just you're using me, and so I'm gonna get all out of this I can because I know that you're just using me because you need fucking soldiers, you need a dragon rider. But yeah, how about your thoughts on Hugh the Hammer and Ulf?
Yeah, I thought that it was weird that they were showing so much of this random character that we had never seen before in the first few episodes. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Why do I give a fuck? But honestly, his blonde hair or white hair, whatever, I didn't think for a second. Okay, he's a Targaryen. He's gonna be.
I thought he was old. Yeah, I thought he was old.
Yeah. Like I didn't think for a second. Ulf, on the other hand, just because he mentioned that he was Targaryen, I was like, okay, clearly we're gonna see more of this ridiculous ass character. But yeah, like you, I thought that I liked him, or at least I thought he was taller boy at least until he decided to be a dick in the finale. But I'm sure that's just character building stuff, and maybe as the show goes on, it'll be a switch. Maybe we'll have a reason to hate whatever the name, Hugh Hammer. Anyway, yeah.
Before I move on, I do want to mention, even though the Harrenhal arc had his, we weren't the biggest fans of that arc, was a great scene with the little boy. What was his name? He became king when his grandfather died.
Yeah, I forget his name, but yeah, him.
Or what house he represented, I can't remember, but of the Riverlands.
Tully?
When he
not Tully.
Is it House Tully?
I don't think so, but whatever.
Yeah, but the scene in episode 7 when he basically he showed that he's more than just a little kid. Like he's he's ready for this and kind of turned the head on Damon or whatever. That was just a really great scene. Great kid acting. People were saying online that he matched kind of like young Lady Mormont in terms of just like that kind of charisma for a child. I thought he did really good. How about you? That was one of the highlights out of that whole Harrenhal arc, in my opinion.
Yeah, those I think that's just one of those times where like everything is happening so fast, and like for Damon, Damon's already off his rocker by this point. He's willing to literally do anything to get what he wants, and unfortunately, which is another thing that we were kind of told about, we didn't get to see. You know, that this dude committed all these heinous acts,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's just like, okay, well, you got to kill him to show me that you're loyal. That nigga Damon walked right up, pulled that sword out, and was like, "Yeet!" I was like, "God damn!" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good scene, man. It was a good scene. Finally,
Let's go through the firepower on both sides as well. Team Green, as we know so far, has of course the biggest, baddest bitch of them all, Vagar. They have Darren's dragon, who we have not yet. Well, you said you did see him in the finale. They have Dreamfire, which is such a cool name. Like all the dragons have such cool names to me. Dreamfire is the one that Aemon's trying to get Helena to ride, and she's like, "Nigga, I ain't no fighter." But I think that they made a really cool point about Dreamfire though, is that they said that Dreamfire was hatched when Aegon came over. So this dragon's old, and as we know in Game of Thrones lore, the older the dragon, the bigger they are. So I'm assuming that we haven't seen Dreamfire yet, right? But
I don't think we have.
she must be huge because if she was
Yeah.
born when Aegon first came over, so that could be a really good asset for Team Green if they can find a writer. Do you think that Helena will end up writing Dreamfire, or do you think they'll find
Well,
another writer like how Rhaenyra did?
that's already her dragon, from what I understand. She
Oh, it
just,
is.
yeah, that's already her dragon. That's why he was like, "Look, we got to go.
Oh,
It's just time to ride
thought
the
she hadn't.
battle."
I thought she hadn't claimed it. I thought she just was the only option to claim it in King's Landing because there's no other Targaryens there to claim it.
I'm pretty sure that's already her dragon. I mean, that's how I interpret it anyway. I could be totally wrong.
Okay.
That's how I interpret it. Is that that's already her dragon? Let's go. Like that's why he was like so ready. It's like
Okay.
like let's do it.
Hmm. And
Yeah,
then R.I.P. Sunfire, the dragon of Aegon.
yeah, he got
Sunfire, you
fucked up.
tried. He got fucked up. And then on Team Black, their firepower that they have is Caraxes, which is Damon's dragon. Caraxes should be screaming.
Mhm.
We got Cyrax, who is the dragon of the queen. Vermax, the little bitch ass dragon, that's Jace's dragon. Sea Smoke, of course, the racist. Vermithor, nigga, let it eat. Silverwing,
That nigga
and
was asleep, boy.
Moon Dancer, who I think is another cool last name, which is Bela's dragon that we saw briefly when Moon Dancer almost could have ended the fucking Christian
Christian
Cole's
Cole.
life. And RIP to Maylis. And it looks like Rhaena might be taming another dragon. So it looks like right now Team Black might has like all the favor in their odds, all the odds in their favor. But if I
Yeah.
had to guess, what's going to happen is that I think that Team Damon. I mean, I think Damon's going to end up fucking it all up because I think that was a ploy at the end when he's like, "Oh yeah, Rhaenyra, you're the queen." I think he's gonna. I
Hmm.
think that he might, his own ambitions might corrupt Team Black from within. That's my theory going into season 3. I could be totally wrong, but
So
yeah,
okay, so what do you think about the vision at the end? Because to me, it kind of seemed like once he saw Rhaenyra on the throne,
yeah,
he kind of
clarity.
realized, like this is how it's supposed to be. Like he saw the future, basically. Like he saw dead dragons, he saw dead people, he saw Daenerys Targaryen, like
Yeah,
he saw Rhaenyra on the throne. So I don't
she
know. To
saw Third Eye
me, it was
Raven, White
sincere.
Walkers. Yeah,
Yeah. Which was cool. I was like, oh my god, there they are. But
it's
yeah.
just why spend 2 seasons setting this guy up as somebody that clearly wants the throne and will do anything to get it just to throw it all away with one vision. That would be kind of lazy, in my opinion.
Mm.
That kind of has to circle back around. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. You could be right because that does make sense. He gets that clarity after having the vision. But that was just like kind of a really quick turn of events. Like, okay, fuck all my ambition. You're the queen. Let's just move on. You know? I don't know.
I mean, seeing the future can do that to you, I guess. Or at
We
least
saw,
what he believes to be the future anyway. So
we saw what happened to Bran. Nigga just turned to
yeah,
a fucking
niggas like, why
toilet.
you think I came all this way, bitch? Give
Yeah.
me the fucking throne.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, last player on Team Black is Massaria. What are your thoughts on her?
Who?
Come on now. She
You're
kind of gives me
funny.
Shay vibes from Game of Thrones a little bit, but what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on her?
There's got to be some gay shit in every show and every season. So here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
But even in season 1, they kind of established that Rhaenyra and Alicent kind of had a little kind of tension there. Like Rhaenyra is
To
always kind
you,
of
I never thought that, but I remember you
really
saying that, and I was just like, bro, like I don't see it, like I don't.
okay. Okay.
But no, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm surprised that Rhaenyra is that way, especially like in the time that they're in, like whatever. Um, but yeah, this character, she doesn't mean anything to me, honestly.
Oh, okay, I like
She can
Masari.
get shit done. I mean, she's fine, but like I don't have like high or low feelings for the character. She just exists.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, as you kind of wrap it up here, what are your thoughts going into, or not thoughts, but what do you want to happen going on in season 3,
Season 3, yeah.
and what are your predictions?
Yeah, season 3, man, I want what I want them to fucking deliver on what they said they're gonna excuse me, what they're gonna deliver on. And that's all out war. I want I want it to be bloody. I want there to be casualties, heavy losses. Um, I don't think this is the final season in season 3 though, so
Season 4 is, I think, gonna be the final season.
okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess they can only go so far because they got to stretch it out to an extent. But yeah, man, like I want dragons to go down in this season. I guess Aemon has to die in this season. Um, Christian Cole, okay, he can stay. He can stay till season 4, but then that's it, bitch.
I claim Vagar.
Big I would eat that nigga alive.
Internet would hate that nigga.
I mean, he's not a Targaryen, but
You
yeah.
never know with these niggas.
My great grandfather.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, yeah. Season 3, like you said, I would love all that as well. But like I said, based on this season, these niggas ain't got the budget for about 2 battles. That's all they got the budget for, which is so strange because Game of Thrones had a bigger budget. And I mean, it seemed like I remember like this that they wanted 10 episodes for this season. They only got 8. Like HBO's can be very restrictive with them for some reason, which like bro, give these guys the keys if anybody. Like give them the keys, do what they want to do. Like people love this show, and so I just hope the budget doesn't restrain them from really doing what they need to do in season 3 and 4. But yeah, I look forward to War as well. I look forward to seeing more Otto Hightower. I look forward to maybe there being a chance to where Team Green, people can equally root for them as Team Black. Maybe something happens, there's a shift where we kind of perceive Team Black differently. Because I think, like I said, that'd be a really cool dynamic for the show to have people really rooting for kind of both sides, split down the middle. Yeah, I want to see Jace come into his own, as a prince. I want to see more Bela. I want to see more Sea Snake, obviously. I want to see more
Daemon back.
Yeah, of course.
Daemon back.
Yeah, we all want Daemon back. Yeah,
like get this nigga out this castle, please.
And
like,
I think we all wanted the Daemon Aemon showdown. Like those two are like the two alphas on both sides. Like, and I think the show tried to make a point that Aemon looks up to Daemon. Like he this is who I want to be. This is who I aspire to be, or kind of be like him. And so to see the master come for the student, that'd be really cool. Or the student come for the master. And it's kind of really all sad because we know what happens. Like it's kind of like Order 66. Like it's building up to like we know the fall of everything is going to happen some kind of way. And as somebody that hasn't read the books, it's kind of interesting to see how it's going to play out because it's going to be sad, at the end. I feel like regardless of who it is.
I guess I mean, in season 4, we're going to see Rhaenyra get eaten by her dragon. That'll be interesting. And yeah, everybody's going to die. So yay! That's what we're building up to. Yeah.
Order 66.
Look, guys, make sure you like the video. Comment down below. What was your favorite episode? What was your favorite scene in House of the Dragon season 2? And subscribe to the Current Era Pods. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I think we're good, Monty, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.